What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Alright guys, what I have for you today is what I think going to be the definitive Bedrock Edition map guide, just because there's a lot of confusion out there. Some people who are new to the version, some people are just getting into it. They don't really know what's going on with all of these different levels. Okay, so I'm going to get into that. Before you watch this, I do suggest you watch a guy on YouTube called Foxy No Tail. I'll leave a link in the description to his video. And what he does, he basically shows you how the easiest way, in my opinion, to map out your chunks in the Bedrock Edition, because they are a little weird. So watch his video. I'm not going to attempt to touch how to do that, because he just did such an amazing job. Okay? So first things first. When you open up a map, so you get yourself an empty map, okay? When you open it up and you look at it, you're going to see this size, okay? And if you look at it right here, it's a level 0 out of 4. And see where it says display markers no? So if you just make an empty map and you do not use a compass, you're not going to get the locator map. Okay, locator map is the one you'll see at the end. I'll show you the locator map. But if you just make a regular map, okay, and if you want to see the ingredients for that, well, it doesn't matter. You make yourself a map. Okay, I think it's just all paper. And once you make yourself a map, like I said, you're gonna see it says level 0 out of 4. There's 5 different levels. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's also locator maps for each. Anytime you add a compass to a map, it automatically becomes a locator map, and any subsequent maps after that become a locator map. So if I were to add it right now, when I make 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're all going to be locator maps. Okay? So you're going to start out with this size, and this size covers 128 by 128 blocks. Okay, so from the bottom left corner of the map up to the top left, all the way across to the top right, and then back down to the bottom right, and back again. That's 128 by 128. Each pixel, okay, each pixel on the map is represented by 1 block. So as you see here, let's move this to my offhand. As you see here, it's just 1 block for each letter, and you can perfectly see it on the map. This is level 0, right? So each little dot, each little pixel on the map is just 1 block. So it's the smallest. It's very, very simple. Just to give you an idea of the size again on the map, that 128 by 128, it actually is 8 by 8 chunks. Okay, so if you have 8 chunks going from left to right, and then 8 chunks going down, again, all across left to right, that is how big the map is. Okay, so let's say you want to make it bigger, because obviously this really doesn't cover too much. You'd come over to an Anvil, okay, you take that map, so let me get it out of my hand, okay, you take that map, oops, go inside the Anvil, you take the level 0 map, you put in 8 pieces of paper. I'm just going to put a stack in, but each time you level the map up, it takes 8 pieces of paper. Okay, then you'll see here, now you got a level 1 of 4. Okay, so we put in our hand, we come up here, and now you'll notice when we fly up, you cannot make out the level 0. It just looks like red blobs on the map. Okay, but level 1 you can make out perfectly. That's because for this one, each pixel is represented by a 2 by 2 grouping of blocks. Okay, so a 2 by 2 grouping of blocks will give you 1 pixel on the map. The entire coverage for this whole map is 256 by 256. In other words, 16 by 16 chunks. Okay, so that's what it comes out to be. 16 by 16 chunks. Keep in mind that if you make a bigger map, the smaller maps around, so if we were to move to the, we just had the level 0. If we were to move over out of that map and open up another 0 map, but we had already opened it up on the bigger map, it's going to be opened. Okay, it's going to be the same thing for the bigger maps. If you open up a bunch of little maps, once you open up the bigger map, obviously that will be opened up as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The other thing is maps are always aligned in a grid, so it doesn't matter where you open it up. Okay, so it's not like if we move to the middle of the map and we opened it up there, that would be our new center. No, they're always aligned in a grid. That's why finding the chunks would be extremely helpful to you. Because if you're on a level 0 map, let's say, and you walk out, and you know you already hit the next chunk and that you were already on the border, then you know it's the next map. Okay, does that make any sense? Okay, So again, you would put this in the Anvil. You put this level 1 in the Anvil and make it bigger. I already have all of them done, so that was level 1. So let's go to level 2 now. And now you can see level 2. Level 2, again, you cannot make out level 0, and you cannot make out level 1. I'm sorry, I told you the wrong information a minute ago. The bigger maps do not get affected by the little maps. It's the other way around. So if you have a big map, okay, let's say you have a level, the biggest level 4 map, and then you go to another section where you had let's say a level 2 map, it'll already be open. It's not the other way around. The little maps do not open the bigger ones. The big ones do open the little ones. Make sense? Okay. And the only reason I know that is because actually my Let's Play world, I had a ton of area mapped out, right? I had a level 3 map already mapped out. I made a level 4, and basically the entire map was just basically started over. So that is what that is. So, okay. So again, now it says level 2, right? And you can see that perfectly. That's because on this one, each pixel on the map is represented by a 4x4 area. Okay, so it's a 4x4 area of a grouping of blocks will make 1 pixel on the map. Just to put it into grander scopes, the entire map is 512 by 512 blocks, okay, or 32 by 32 chunks. That's the level 2. Okay, let's move on to the level 3. Now, the level 3 is going to be the one that majority of people who have played Minecraft before are going to be familiar with. Level 3 is the old school default maps that we used to have. So this is what you used to think of when you would get a map, right? You'd get a map, and that is what you'd have. Let's just open this all up really quick. By the way, I only did up to level 3. Level 4 would have taken me like an hour to do. That's just, you'll see why in a minute. Okay, but again, as you could tell, level 0 is almost non-existent. It's just like, it looks almost black, like a little blip on the screen. Level 1, pretty much the same thing. Level 2, you can kind of make out the L, but everything else is, you know, if you didn't know it said level, you would have no idea what that said. But as you can see, level 3, perfectly in view, and that's because for this one, an 8x8 grouping of blocks makes up 1 pixel. So that took me a while to do. Okay, the entire map is 1024 by 1024, or 64 by 64 chunks. And like I said, this is the old school map. This is the one that everybody knows pretty much what it is. Okay, and then finally we got your big boy. This one I love. Let's put it up here. This is a level 4, and as you can tell, nothing else was opened up. So yeah, look how big it is. You cannot make out level 3 at all. That's because in this one, each little pixel on the map is basically an entire chunk. It's a 16 by 16 grouping of blocks. That is tremendous amount just for a little tiny blip on the screen. All right, so that's 1 chunk for 1 pixel. The whole map is 2048 by 2048, obviously double level 3, and then it's 128 chunks. I also did those. Those are 4 chunks right there. Hopefully it'll appear on the map. Let's see. Haven't tested it out yet. There you go. So as you can tell, we got 4 pixels. Okay, just by putting, and those are 16 by 16 areas, and look what they look like on the map. They're basically nothing. So yeah, that would have taken me forever to make it. Okay, so now that you know how to get the levels and what the levels do, let's go show you just a couple more things really quick. Go back down to our anvil and crafting table. Okay, so like I said, let's say you wanted to make a locator map. Okay, so we'll actually start with the little one. So we'll put our level 0 map in here. We'll add a compass to it. Now we see where it says display markers. Yes. Now it's a locator map. That means it's going to show you your position. So let's open it up, and you can see when I spin around. Now we got that. Okay. Again, you put that back in an anvil, and anytime you add your 8 paper to it and gain a level, it's going to stay as a locator map. Okay, so we'll do it again. So that's level 1. Let's make it a level 2. Right? And you get the picture. But let's say you wanted to give your friend a map. Do you have to go through all that process again? No. You go to a crafting table. You get some empty maps. Okay? So let's say you wanted to give him the big one. We don't have a 4 anymore. Did we? I thought we did. Anyway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's just take our level 2 map. Okay? Put our level 2 map in here. And then all you're going to do is take some empty maps and just go around it. Okay, and it duplicates it for you. So now you have yourself more maps. They have not, and they're also stackable. They're also stackable in this form. Okay. And the other good thing about the grid that I was talking about, the reason that everything is on a grid is because when you're putting it on a wall, everything is going to be perfectly aligned. So when you put it in the item frames, if they weren't on a grid and maps opened up to the center of where you were, you would not be able to make a map wall at all. Everything would be thrown off completely. So that's why the maps are kept on a grid. So just keep that in mind. Now this also works with the Woodland Explorer and the Ocean Explorer. I think that's what they're called. Right? Ocean Explorer, Woodland Explorer maps. Something like that. Yeah, Ocean Explorer, Woodland Explorer maps that you get from cartographers. Okay, so you can also put them in there. You take your Woodland or whatever map, Ocean Explorer map, and then you would just come up here. You can only do one at a time though, sorry. You can't put in the whole stack of 9. You can only do one. Oh, right, and it doesn't work with cloned maps. I forgot. Oh, no, it does. What am I talking about? No, I put the wrong thing in. It does work with clone maps. You might actually be able to do a whole stack. So take a stack, and then take your stack of empty maps. Yeah, there you go. So it doesn't matter. You could put the stack in there. It's only going to duplicate the one for you. So that, which is actually really helpful. Okay? So now we have 17 maps that stack up. And that's the easy way to duplicate it, so you don't have to go through the whole process. All right, so that's pretty much it. But it is a little tricky if you don't know about it. If you don't know what to do, did you know that you needed an anvil? I didn't until I really looked into it. I remember when I switched over from the console version, and then I went to go make a map, and it was like super zoomed in, and I was like, what is this? I had no idea what I was doing. I saw level. I'm like, wait, why is my old map a level 3 and this one's a level 0? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to put it into perspective for you. You can see how big it goes progressively. It's fairly large. I mean, it's fairly large to get 1 pixel. Keep in mind, these are all pixels. Okay, so the L is going to appear. It should appear as 5 pixels on the I'm sorry, 5 this way and 5 this way. Then that one should appear as 5 this way and 5 that way, and so on. Even though that one is 40 blocks long, it's only going to appear as 5 blocks on the map. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, hopefully this helped you in some way. Let me know in the comments if it did. That's going to do it for me. Until next time, Captain Av is out. Peace. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out this video, just click on the card. If you're on a mobile device, just check in the description. And maybe consider subscribing.